welcome back to Thursday's 6 o'clock show. We'll be heading out to Adrian for some pizza very, very, very short. Seriously, Adrian, is he actually sunbathing right now? Oh, you can hear us. Look at him with the cool shades on. He's doing no work at all.
Like a good tip would be, if you're sunbathing, you might need to take your shorts off.
He probably has someone down there cooking it for him. Oh, he's going to kill me for that one, so he is. Do you know what, so far tonight we've been chatting to singer Eleanor McAvoy, broadcaster Tom Dunn and actor Eric Lawler.
But now let's say hello to a man whose career has led to him keeping company with American presidents, a saintly nun and the Dalai Lama, no less.
Please welcome award-winning cameraman Reggie Selma to the show. Reggie, hello.
Hello.
Good to see you, sir. And what is actually your second visit to her? You've been here before, haven't you?
Indeed. In 1984, when President Reagan visited Dublin, I was one of the cameramen with CNN.
Okay.
And I filmed his visit.
So you were down in Ballyporeen and...
His grandparents are from Ballyporeen and throughout Dublin, and just a wonderful trip.
Didn't you meet a young boy there when you were in Dublin?
Yes.
You have this tendency of getting somebody to get in front of the camera, and one young boy did.
Yeah. Throughout my career at CNN, if there was time and if there was a crowd, I would always try to pick a young child out of the crowd, out of the audience, and I would make him an honorary CNN reporter. Okay. Because you never know who you're going to inspire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was this young boy with a beautiful smile, and I waved him over, and he came over to the set where we were about to do a live broadcast, and I asked him how old he was, and he said, "I'm 9 years old." And I said, "Great, you meet the union requirements." And I gave him a couple of assignments. I had him plug in a microphone or two and turn on the light switch. And I even had him stand on the small box where we would put reporters. And he just looked like a natural. And now it's time for the real CNN reporter to come. And I wished the young man well and thanked him. And as he's walking away, it dawned on me, I never asked him his name. So as he's walking away, I said, "Excuse me, young man, what's your name?" And he stopped and turned and said, "Martin." That's him. I found him.
You found him.
Really?
No, hang on. There's more to it, because you asked him where the name came from.
I asked him where the name came from, and he said, "My mom named me after her hero, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr."
Wow. Well, what can I tell you? Good to see you again, Reggie.
That would change a bit.
He was 9 in 1984, everyone. We finally know Martin King's age.
No. Wow. All right, so it wasn't me. But you are trying to find him, aren't you?
I would love to find him, and as he
Eric's
said
really
this...
upset. He's coming back here.
I thought I'd walked onto the greatest episode of This Is Your Life ever.
so stunned. I'm devastated.
Tom again, dewy-eyed with nostalgia there.
My nickname among my friends is Luther. So, you know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
that's for other reasons.
But not me.
It's not him.
It's not me.
Don't go down that road.
I knew I would find him, I just didn't know where.
But you would like to find him. So.
I would love to do that. He'd be in his early 40s by now, I guess. And
well,
I'd love to just
nearly.
find him and tell him all these years that he is my hero as well.
That's so sweet. Let's find him. If you know him, get in contact with us.
So Martin, that should be easy. That should be easy to find.
No Martins in Ireland.
Anyway, sir, of course you worked with Ronald Reagan, but you worked with every other president up to Obama.
Yeah.
So, you know, we won't tell them, okay? Which one impressed you the most?
Well, they all did. I know that's a cliche answer. I would have to say President Reagan, because he was the very first president that I covered, and President Obama, who was the last, and not only because he was the last, me being from Birmingham, Alabama, my hometown, I grew up in the segregated era of Jim Crow. To be standing in that bitterly cold weather, getting the first African-American president sworn in, as I like to say, they have ceremonial cannons that go off when the president has been sworn in. I don't know what was louder, those cannons or my heartbeat.
Wow.
It was just a proud moment.
It's unbelievable. And like what you've seen, you have brought so many historic events that have meant so much to you, but so much to everyone, to people all over the world. So you've got the camera rolling. When it's not rolling, because you're still there, you're seeing everything that's going on, Reggie, is that when you see the real side of people? Like, do people turn it on for the camera? Any stories of us that's like, they're slightly different when the camera's off?
Well, there's a story I like to tell about Mother Teresa. And I don't know if she...
Deep,
Sorry, Mike.
sudden intake of breath.
He dropped a name.
No.
Yeah.
This
First
took
Martin
place,
King and then Mother Teresa. She did not.
and she was canonized as a saint about 20 years ago, so I can say I met a saint, besides my mother, right?
Yeah.
But this was a great ceremony on the White House, in the Rose Garden of the White House. President Reagan gave her the Medal of Freedom, the highest honor American president can bestow on anyone. And it was a moving ceremony, and I filmed it. And at the end, my producer said, okay, go for lunch for an hour and come back and we'll get Mother Teresa's departure ceremony with the band and everything. So I go to lunch, and an hour later I'm walking back, and I'm walking down the White House driveway, and I see what looks to be some little old lady walking out of the West Wing door. That's the door where the Marine stands guard. And I say to myself, that looks like Mother Teresa. But it can't be. She's all by herself. And the closer I get to her, I see that it is Mother Teresa. And she walks over to me, and she puts her hand on my arm, and she says, can you tell me how to get out of this place? And I'm like, what do you mean? Your Mother Teresa, where's your entourage? She says, entourage? I says, where are your people? She says, my people. She says, are you going to take me? And how do you refuse Mother Teresa? So we started walking down the White House driveway, arm in arm, and it took about 30 seconds when everybody saw this. So now the entire media is filming Mother Teresa and I walking down the driveway.
Fantastic.
What an amazing world exclusive you've got. Ronald Reagan kidnapped Mother Teresa. Unbelievable.
Didn't the Dalai Lama really impress you with his footwear?
The Dalai Lama, we're doing a 3-camera interview in a local hotel, and I used to love to do those type of interviews. You take out all the furniture and you turn the hotel suite into a studio. And it's with the Dalai Lama. He's making his tour across America. And of course, he comes to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And CNN got this very exclusive interview, and I'm there to film it. And about 2 minutes prior to him arriving, someone from his staff says, the Dalai Lama is walking down the hall. So we kind of all stand out of respect. And as he comes in, I'm closest to him, so I'm designated to put the mic on him. So he's seated, he's very warm. I felt like I was blessed just in his presence. So he says to me, what do you think? And I froze because the Dalai Lama is engaging me in conversation and I don't know what to say. So he says again, what do you think? And now the flop sweat is starting to come down my face, and I'm thinking, should I say world peace? No, that's been used. And then on further inspection, he's lifting up his ceremonial robe, and he's pointing at his shoes. And he's asking me, what do you think? He had gone out and bought his first pair of Chuck Taylor high-top all-star sneakers. And he was asking me, what did I think?
This is, oh my God. Reggie is going to be at Inspire Fest on the 16th and 17th. That's tomorrow and Friday at Board Gosh Theatre in Dublin. I could listen to these stories all day. Wow. What do you think, everybody?
And Friday, that's when you're going to be there.
Friday
Friday is when you're going to be there. Can we please give it up? Reggie Selma.